Hi guys, happy Monday and happy autumn equinox. So, it's going to get cooler, the nights are going to be a lot longer, the days are going to be shorter, and I can't wait for winter because this heat is ridiculous. I am burning up right now as we speak. So, alright, so you guys remember the Crooked Man from The Conjuring 2? Yeah, I'm still obsessed with all this stuff, so we're going to go into that today. So, I did actually watch 2016's Crooked Man, but there will be another Crooked Man coming up. It's going to be a spin-off of the Conjuring series, the universe, from James Wan, and yeah, it's going to be here in 2020 along with the Conjuring 3, so that's going to be very exciting. So there's a little bit of stuff going on with the Conjuring house now since it has been sold. Thank you to my darling, was it Kimberly? I think, yes, it was Kimberly, or it was, oh my god, who was it? It was one of you two girls, lovely ladies, that told me about the Conjuring house being sold in the estate auction. So, I have something coming in the mail. Anyway, so I did not like the Crooked Man too well. It was very odd. So, it started out basically, with this website, and they would go, and these little girls, I mean, they were, I don't know, probably about 6 years old, younger, they were having a sleepover. Amber Benson from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Willow's girlfriend, is in the beginning, so she's she's a good actress. I didn't know she was in so many. She's also in Anguish, which I don't know why YouTube would not approve my video of Anguish, the truth behind the movie. It's okay. It's okay, YouTube. I forgive you. But yeah, basically, I mean, it just started with a box, and, you know, you said the Crooked Man's rhyme, and it actually conjured him. And then, to get the Crooked Man to go away, to yield, you had to do it backwards. You had to do something backwards. So, you guys put that together. You watched the film. Has anybody seen it? 2016, I think. The Crooked Man. It's very, very good. But yeah, and then, you know, she gets sent off. One friend gets killed by the Crooked Man, and she gets sent off to a mental institution for a very long time. And then her dad goes and picks her up, and she comes home, and it's really, really creepy because she is surrounding her bed with lights. She has like multiple, you know, whatever plugins, extension plugins, or whatever power surge cords around her entire bed, and she is completely, I mean, in light. So she knows, obviously, to not be in the dark, because that is where Crooked Man hides, is in the dark. So he's afraid of the light. But yeah, and then she gets out of the institution, and everybody thinks she's crazy still. Everybody thinks she's a murderer, and she's not. So yeah, I think I'll let you guys watch that and let me know what you think. But the Crooked Man, it doesn't really add up with, I mean, the rhyme, the music, but his appearance does not add up to The Conjuring 2. So we don't have, I mean, much. So, I mean, yeah, 2016, so this was after The Conjuring. So yes, this was after the first Conjuring. And The Conjuring 2, 2016, so they're about the same. Yeah, they're about the same. But there is going to be one with the spawn-off or spin-off from the actual Conjuring. So yes, but it was really interesting. He came after all of the 6 girls that were involved in the beginning, and it was just pretty cool. I mean, it was amazing, and they finally did away with him, and they got rid of him. I feel blurry. There we go, maybe. Yeah. So they got rid of him. It was really, really good. So, and then they started to believe her. So, yeah, it was pretty weird. People sacrificing their lives to, you know, save other lives, and that's just not how it worked. And it was really good. It was very, very suspenseful. That's what I'll say. There's no, I mean, from the beginning it's good till the end. So I think they could have went a little longer though. But the entire Crooked Man is amazing. So they don't know who wrote the song. Nobody knows who wrote the song. But it was published in 1842 as an Old English nursery rhyme. And it was, so there was a Crooked Man is an English nursery rhyme. It has a round folk song index number of 4826. So, we have the lyrics, so there is actually a song. So it is a song, you have to sing it. In the movie last night I watched, they had to sing it. And then she realized that she was not doing it right, and she was just making him stronger, and she was conjuring him up even more, so the original version was, there was a crooked man, and he walked a crooked mile. He found a crooked sixpence upon a crooked stile. He bought a crooked cat, which caught a crooked mouse, and they all lived together in a little crooked house, which is amazing. I think that's great. I mean, who doesn't like that? I mean, that's pretty cool. It's interesting. So yeah, nobody knows who wrote this. So the rhyme was first, recorded by James Orchard Halliwell in 1842, but it went like this in this one right here. So there was a crooked man, and he went a crooked mile. He found a crooked sixpence against a crooked stile. He bought a cat which caught a crooked mouse, and they all lived together in a little crooked house. So, and then in the actual movie, you can see how things are kind of turned, like there, and everything is kind of crooked. So it's very crooked. So, but it did gain popularity in the early 20th century. One legend suggests that this nursery rhyme originated in the once prosperous wool merchants' village of Lebanon, about 70 miles northeast of London. So having been inspired by its multicolored, half-timbered houses leaning at irregular angles as if they are supporting each other. So other sources state that the poem originates from British history, specifically the period of English Stuart King Charles I of England, so that was 1600 to 1649. And then the crooked man is reputed to be the Scottish General Sir Alexander Leslie, who signed a covenant securing religious and political freedom for Scotland. I like that. So, the crooked man also does play a role in traditional witchcraft. We have the horned god. So there is a connection there. But where did I go? So yeah, the political and religious freedom, that's really good for Scotland. The crooked stile in the poem was the border between England and Scotland. So it's pretty much freedom. So they all lived together in a little crooked house, refers to the fact that the English and the Scots had at least come to an agreement despite continuing great animosity between the two peoples, who nonetheless had to live with each other due to their common border. So I think that's pretty cool that it does have its basis in history. But then again, what does it have to do with The Conjuring? And why was the crooked man put in there? The Conjuring 2? I don't know. I wish I did, but I don't, not yet. Alright, so, yeah, the border between England and Scotland. So, quote, they all lived together in a little crooked house, refers to the fact that the English and Scots had at last come to an agreement despite continuing great animosity. Oh, I already read that to you guys. So yeah, so the great Reganeg or whatever around 1960 completes the poet's purpose by pointing out that the crooked sixpence, coin clippings, and alchemical metallurgy schemes of the times prior to c. 1690. So we have a lot to go off of here, but it's really, really, really neat. It is really seriously neat. So this folk song related article is a stub. So let's see if we can actually hear it. Oh, it just takes you to folk music. So I wonder if there's no recordings or anything about the crooked man in history. So I mean, we don't have like reports of people experiencing this. So Conjuring 2 spin-off The Crooked Man in the works, exclusive. So this was in 2017. So Mike Von Ways has been hired to write the horror story about the tall, slender character who first appeared in James Wan's horror sequel. So, alright, it just goes on to say that the Conjuring franchise continues to expand, with New Line Cinema getting to work on a Conjuring 2 spin-off based around the character of the Crooked Man, which is I'm excited. So, Mike Van Wees has been hired to pen the script from a story by James Wan, who serves as the chief architect of the Conjuring universe. So, this is just a little bit of the history of the Crooked Man in the Conjuring series, universe, blah blah blah. So the Crooked Man did make his first appearance in The Conjuring 2. So the Wan-helmed horror hit released in June 2016. Alright, so I was right. So the film series stars Patrick Wilson, obviously, as Ed, and Vera Farmiga. Oh, I love her. She's amazing. As Lorraine and Ed Warren, the real-life paranormal researchers who help people whose homes have been plagued by malicious spirits. But it's funny, in The Conjuring 2, the Enfield poltergeist in England, they didn't have that much to do with that at all. I mean, they had little to nothing to do with that actual investigation. So, Juan and Peter Safran are producing The Crooked Man. Yes. So, the next chapter in this growing universe. So, I just wonder. So, the Crooked Man character is really, it's based, on an English nursery rhyme. There was a crooked man, and he walked a crooked mile. He found a crooked sixpence upon a crooked stile. He bought a crooked cat, which caught a crooked mouse, and they lived together in a little crooked house. So it's pretty funny. I hope I'm not, conjuring anything up. So the tall, slender character has had plenty of pop culture appearances over the years. So the poem was recited in the third season of a TV series, Fargo, and the film titled The Crooked Man was released earlier this year. So it does coincide with Conjuring 2. The success of the Conjuring films, though, has spawned prequels and planned spin-offs and the creation of a hot universe. Yeah, they have a lot going on. So the first two Conjuring films and the prequel, snip-off Annabelle, have earned $897 million worldwide to date. Annabelle creation is set to hit theaters August 11th. So yeah, this was quite a while ago. Alright, now the next spin-off from the main film series will be The Nun, which will star Demian Bircher as a priest who investigates the mysterious death of a nun. So the demon nun at the center of the tale first appeared in The Conjuring 2. New Line has set the film for release on Friday, July 13th of 2018. Alright, so this is all, yes, blah blah blah. This has all happened already, so. Now we have Van Wees is reuniting with New Line, which previously scooped up his pitch for an original horror film set in the world of The Wizard of Oz. I did not know that. That's very interesting. So, Van Wees has been on a roll when it comes to selling pitches and scripts. Over the past 15 months, his blacklist spec Hammer Space is at Warner Brothers, and he sold a book proposal called Peeves to HarperCollins, which was picked up by Fox. Animation through Temple Hill. So, Van Wees is repped by CAA Grandview and Bloom Hergot. So that is what's going on with the Conjuring series and the Crooked Man. So, I'm trying to find it. I'm really trying to find more on the Crooked Man. Alright, so we have a little history on the Crooked Man. Alexander Leslie, but the artist is still unknown. So this cheerful little rhyme supposedly describes the career of one General Sir Alexander Leslie, circa 1580 to 1661, a Scottish soldier who also served in the Dutch and Swedish military. So the word crooked here is used not to suggest an aging and gnarled old cogger, but dishonesty and a lack of loyalty. So, the story goes that, before the 30-year Wars, 1618 to 1648, Leslie fought in the Dutch army, then the Swedish army, where he rose through the ranks, becoming a colonial and eventually being knighted in 1627 by the Swedish king for his bravery. So, post-king or knighthood, Leslie actually returned to Scotland, where he took it upon himself to raise an army and seize Edinburgh. And that's where the Poltergeist Conjuring 2 happened. So, Castle from the Loyalists. So, a feat he purportedly managed without the loss of a single life. So, he then turned his attentions to England, crossing the border, the Crooked Mile, and led the Scots to victory against the king in the Battle of Newburn in 1640. Took control of Newcastle and forced Charles I into an agreeing that the monarch had no divine right to be spiritual leader of the Presbyterian, whatever kind of church. I don't even know that word, whatever. I don't care. The next year, following Leslie's switching of alliances, King Charles bestowed upon him the titles of Earl of Leven and Lord Balgony. I hope that's not baloney. Balgony. Leslie amassed a small fortune in the process, a crooked sixpence. And it's funny, in the movie they find these coins, sixpence, and they're bent, they're crooked. So, but in 1644, Leslie switched allegiances again, raised another army, and fought for the Solemn League and Covenant. So, a treaty that bound together the parliaments of Scotland and England against the royalist forces, and again marched southwards to join Lord Fairfax in the defeat of Prince Rupert at the Battle of Marton Moor. That's obviously very, very different. Very different. I'm trying to figure out just where are the stories? Where is, the evidence of these people doing this nursery rhyme and then dying? And it's only a movie. So that is my experience. It's only a movie. There's nothing real, no real horror basis behind it besides the fact that this guy, Leslie, became a knight and fought for freedom. So it's about freedom, religious freedom and political freedom, which is really good. But who wrote it? Who wrote the song? Nobody knows who wrote the song. Nobody knows who wrote this song. It's nowhere to be found. Or this nursery rhyme. Alright, so that's two switches of allegiance. So far, General Sir Leslie was clearly one confused chap. But it's not over yet. In 1646, King Charles surrendered to the Scots, believing for some reason that he would be safe with them. He wasn't. Leslie once again switched his allegiance and turned poor Charlie over to the English, who executed him. How nice. Wow. Alright, so he was a very crooked man. That's where we get that. Very crooked. So the alliance between English and the Scots, firm for some time following the execution, they all lived together in a crooked little house. So that's where that is. So as interesting a story as this rhyme is not recorded until 1840, when it was collected by James Orchard, Halliwell Phillip. So it's difficult to prove its veracity. So we don't know where it comes from. We do not know where this comes from. Maybe we can find the actual story, but I'm still not 100% sure. So, alright, so we have a little more on him. So the image of a crooked man who lives in a little crooked house is an expressive illustration of some social situations. It can be a synonym with being different in any way. So it is about finding an identity. So there is a place for anybody in this world, but a crooked man can also be seen as a dishonest man who gets what he deserves. A crooked existence. I think we all know who that is. Who is in the Oval Office right now. Alright. So, the origins of the song is unknown. Dating back to the 19th century, the song was first published, we all know, by James Orchard, Halliwell's Nursery Rhyme Collection in 1840. Alright, so it just still goes on about, everything about him. King, Sir Alexander Leslie in the 17th century of England, and the Scottish and a peaceful coexistence was needed. So obviously that is what that is about. So it can just a really cool existence. And now we have, origins of the Crooked Man. So we do have, a little bit of an idea of where it came from, what it means. So we've covered that. Now to find. Okay, so now we find the Crooked Man. So we'll listen to it right now.
There was a crooked man who walked a crooked mile. He found a crooked sixpence upon a crooked stile. He bought a crooked cat who caught a crooked mouse, and they all lived together in a little crooked house. But the crooked man was sad, and once he had a thought. Why should he be crooked when others, they were not? Everything was worthless. He heaved a great big sigh and went and found a rope and tied it to the sky. Upon a chair he stood. His eyes were blank and dead. Without another thought, he went and hung his head. Now the story's not yet over, for this tale is mythed and old. Go hide under the covers. There's something not yet told. There once was a crooked man who had a crooked smile. And if you lived his life, he'll send you through a trial. He lives for your torment, makes it full of strife, and he won't be content until you take your life.
We have, I've never heard that before. I've only heard the version from The Conjuring and from yesterday's movie, Crooked Man 2016. That's a little different. That's actually really different. It's kind of creepy in a way. It's really actually kind of creepy in a way. So I don't know where that origin came from. I don't know anything about that part. The story was not over yet. So it just began, that's just amazing. I mean, it's very spooky, it's very creepy. I love the fact that they have put this element into, the Conjuring 2 universe, and then the whole Crooked Man movie of 2016. But now I can't wait to see what James Wan has to do with the Crooked Man for 2020. Well, it's supposed to be 2020, so I don't know. I've seen the little action figures of the Crooked Man and that little, the Crooked Man thing that in Conjuring 2 that they turn and it spins around, and it's to help the little boy's voice, his speech impediment, or his stutter. So, The Conjuring, I mean, mixing that, with the boy that couldn't talk well, with the Crooked Man, and, the torment that the Crooked Man also, wreaked havoc on that family. So we have Valak and the Crooked Man, and then one other demon that we don't know who. Bathsheba? No, Bathsheba was in the first Conjuring. This is the second one. So it's the Crooked Man and also the Valak, the nun. So, I mean, that's pretty interesting. It's very interesting to actually hear that. That was actually really kind of creepy. I like it. It made me feel kind of warm inside for some odd reason. So yeah, that's the Crooked Man. I mean, I can't find anything else, guys. No more references to the Crooked Man, being, any part of history besides the English fairy tale, or the rhyme. So, very interesting. But if you guys do watch it, watch the box. I mean, it's, kind of the same theme. With The Conjuring, it has the music, the kids singing, playing with that toy. In this movie, The Crooked Man 2016, we have a music box, and it was all collected by some mythological teacher, or some teacher that taught mythology, and stories and all that. So it's pretty interesting. And then the way they all die, while that one girl, she was, you know, in the hospital, the mental hospital, because they thought that she killed the girl. And then they all realized, no, it was actually the Crooked Man. So it's really, really twisted. It's just really twisted. It's a good movie. And I can't find anything else to back up anything historically besides, you know, Leslie. So that's all. I mean, that's it for that. I'm excited to see that movie. So I'm excited to see what Juan has up his sleeve, because he is a brilliant, I mean, crazy, psychotic, brilliant man. I'd love to get inside his head, or have a talk with him and just kind of see, and just, oh my god, I think we could make masterpieces together. But alright guys, that's pretty much it for today. So I hope you enjoy. I hope you enjoyed that little snippet. Thank you, Creepypasta, for that snippet. And yeah, what do you guys think? Have you guys ever heard of anything else besides that history that I just gave? Or have you had an experience with the Crooked Man yourself? No, maybe, I don't know. I have not, so we will see though. But alright guys, I love you all very much, with all my heart, all the way from Venus, all the way back down. And I will see you all tomorrow. Ouch. So yeah, listen to that tonight, when you're in bed, guys, underneath the covers. It's great. So, alright guys, I love you all, and thank you guys for watching. But yes, YouTube has a problem with notifying people about people's videos going live or people's videos being published. So, click that little bell, click the ball down there, click the bell down there so you get notified by, you know, when my videos get uploaded. So, alright guys, I hope you all have a great day, and thanks for watching.